moving like burning, we moving like burning. Release the weekend, we moving like burning.
What's up guys, CyberHoudini here and welcome back to the Daily Dose of Gaming. It's been a minute, I missed you guys, but we're back. We are back. It is the 3rd of May, holy crap. The whole of April was such a weird month for me, my god. But we're back, that's all that matters. We are back. I had a lot of tech issues and just a whole lot of crap built up together. But we're here, we're doing it, we're back baby, we're doing it, hell yes. And it looks like I missed a crap ton of news as well. Holy crap, there was like a PlayStation State of Play. They mostly just showed off Ratchet & Clank, which is pretty good. We're building up slowly to Resident Evil Village. May seems to be one of the busiest months. It's like it's replaced March as one of the busiest months for games in the year. We've got a massive amount, and I'm going to go through all the games as well. That'll be a bit of fun. I'm going to try and play as many as I can. We also had Pokemon Snap that came out. Near Replicant and Returnal all around the same time as usual. It's like, why space them out when you can just cripple the whole fucking gaming community at once? Hell yes. But yeah, I'll hopefully get round to playing some of those as well. That'd be great. Hello Laura, how's it going? Nice. Thank you Bernie. How's it going? How's Bernie doing? How's everybody doing? I missed you guys. I missed you so much. Basically what happened was another fucking monitor died and I was left with a beautiful spanking PC that couldn't output anything, so I was screwed. I was this close to just streaming straight from the console, but I've got no mic, I've got no nothing, no fucking proper camera or anything. So yeah, I always feel like I don't mind doing those kind of streams, but I'm like, if I'm gonna go backwards, what the hell is the point? We're trying to move forwards, right? We're trying to move forwards. Hey, proper! Oh shit! How's it going? How's it going? How's everybody doing? Did anybody pick up any new games, any Pokemon Snaps or anything? Props, you've been kicking ass with all the games. I was watching you play some Trine 4 as well. It's super fun. Super fun! Yes, now you're back. It's great. No, it's definitely not a great hair day. We've had like a couple of nice warm days here, and then today it's just like, it's as if Mother Nature was holding her piss for like 4 days, and now it's just downpoured. I even got stuck in some hailstones. Yeah, nothing quite like that. Played the shit out of Snap. Nice, are you happy with it? Hopefully my mic's okay and everything. I think this monitor is a little bit higher. I feel like I'm super big all of a sudden. We'll make it work. We'll fix it somehow. Woohoo! No, I still got a little bit of a cutoff point. Okay, cool. I don't know. I hate that kind of stuff. You try and keep it as close as you can, but it's never. Am I massive? Who knows? What should you play? Trine? Yeah, Trine is one of our favorites. Oh, it's such a great game. I can't believe there's 4 of them. It's kind of like those Trials games, you know, you're on the bike. You're like, holy crap, there's 6 of those games? What the fuck? What the fuck? I hang too long at work, internet. No worries, Props. Thank you for popping in, though. Yeah, I probably won't go too long today. I don't know if I'll play anything. We'll see. We'll just mess around, do a little game news, get back into it. I always feel rusty even after not streaming at the weekend, but after 2 weeks, good God! I think it's a great remake. Awesome. Oh, that's kind of what they're going for, is it? Is like a remake? Well, shit. You just don't know with Nintendo, right? They just slap a new on it and hope for the best. Alright, let's move over. Let's do some game news today. Let's see. Let's see if this still works. Okay. Boop. It is. Okay. Alright. Cool. I want to start off with Sony. There's news of Sony and Discord getting into bed together. Damn! Sony are going after Xbox's sloppy seconds. We've known for a while that Discord's in a little bit of financial trouble, and like most of us, you don't know that because you're just using the service. But they got to keep the lights on somehow, you know. So they've been sort of fishing around to see will someone buy the company. But it looks like Sony's after massively investing in them, so they decided to take back their offer. And Microsoft were going to buy them for like 10 billion or something crazy like that. You know how it is. Bill Gates is just like, whoops, $10 billion fell out of my fucking pocket. Sorry about that. Let me just go back to my self-driving frying pan. Fuck. Did you ever see that video of his house? It's so ridiculous. It's like we can attune each room to the temperature of the person in it, and it'll follow them around the room. It's creepy. It's like that Ex Machina movie. Very, very creepy stuff. And he probably doesn't live in it. But with Discord, it's a funny one. Like, I don't want any one company to own them because it's going to change things. But with this seems like the best way of doing it. Hopefully Microsoft will get on board as well. Little fuckers, they should all basically be supporting Discord, you know? Give them a big old check because it is now the quintessential gaming community hub, right? You know? You've got, like, Skype and Zoom and all those kind of fallen by the wayside, but Discord is the place to be for a lot of gaming stuff, right? I've seen games where the developers have their own private Discord where you can join and you get up-to-date stuff and just follow along in the development of a game you're interested in. And that's super cool. That's super cool. That's like a one-to-one relationship with the developers when you wait for the game. You don't get that anywhere else. So yeah, it looks like Sony, it doesn't say how much they've invested or anything, but just a big investment into Discord, and it looks like they're going to try and create a Discord app on PlayStation by 2022, and it'll be pretty extensive. I don't know exactly what they're going to do, but it looks like we're talking, you know, being able to maybe talk with people on Discord on your console while you play games, you know. We'll see. I found a lot of the integrated apps in all the consoles to be pretty piss poor, in fairness, whether it's YouTube or Twitch itself. They're all very piss poor. And I have no doubt the Discord, I think there's a Discord app on Xbox, and yeah, the fact that nobody knows that is all you need to know about that, basically. It's not a remake, it's definitely, okay, cool, I'm glad. Like, sounds alright, thank you, appreciate that. Yeah, well, I didn't change any settings, and there's no difference in the PC. It was just dead monitors. Not gonna lie, I probably blame this desk. It does shake them around a lot, look. Oh, fuck, it's an earthquake! It's an abomination like Paper Mario. Oh, there's this thing coming up, Laura, you'll appreciate it, same as me, called the Paperverse. And it's all these Paper Mario style game devs have got together. So cool. One is called Born of Bread, where you actually play as like this little dough, bread dough. Yeah, there's loads of games. I must bring it up one time. I'll have to, it's been a while since I've checked in on that, but yeah, there's like easily 12 of these games that are semi-inspired by the OG Paper Mario, and they want to put their own spin on it. Some of them are just straight up gorgeous. I think there's one called Scrap Story, which literally looks like you know, a child drew it, but they're super cool. Super cool. If Paper Mario can't get it right and won't listen to fans, we'll get it from other places. You know, you've got games like Bug Fables that really captures the awesomeness that is the original Paper Mario and Thousand Year Door, and it also kind of brings in some very tough combat as well. What monitor? I have a lovely Samsung one. The way things are going now with COVID, this is definitely for any of you streamers out there. I'm telling you, you need to get replacements and spares immediately. Like for me, getting a spare camera or a spare microphone is okay, you know. It's like, oh yeah, it's $50, whatever. A spare monitor is a little bit tougher, you know. Yeah, Jesus, a spare PC maybe even. Good God. So when things go down, you're not completely fucked, and I was completely fucked. I'm sorry. Who's this Justin Bieber? Oh, good God. How's it going? Dynamite. Hello, Dutch. Hello. Now, have you not seen what Justin Bieber looks like now? Dear God, he looks like your mom when she turns into a lesbian. Dear God, lesbian Bieber. Oh, oh. All right, so yeah, that's kind of some good news for Discord. We don't want it to go away. Unfortunately, Discord is also a hive mind for some of the most heinous motherfuckers that have ever graced this planet. And they're trying to crack down on that. It's disgusting what's going on. But I mean, it happens everywhere. You know, it doesn't matter where you are. Once they've got access to, you just wish they'd kind of stay on 4chan, but they won't. Once they've access to the internet, they'll get anywhere. They'll get everywhere. All right. A lot of new Elden Ring stuff has been popping up lately. It's all pretty much potato quality, so bear with me with that. But if you don't want some spoilers for some Elden Ring footage, now is the time to look away. Hey, Lenny, how's it going? Had some equipment. Yeah. I've seen too much gore on Discord. Oh, fuck. That's one of the reasons why I'm almost... Oh, Jesus Christ. Damn. Yeah, people have a kind of fascination. I don't mind it in movies, like, because I think there's that kind of suspension of... I don't know. Suspension of logic or something. I don't know. There's something about that. When you see it in real life, it's fucked up. Everyone has their kind of trigger, I suppose. Some people don't like vomit and that. But, yeah. You see some of those videos with the car crashes of the real gore, and it's like, oh, goddamn. How is everybody doing anyway? Thank you for coming in, guys. It's not okay. Yeah, I've seen some, you'd see some kind of light stuff like when people in sports, like footballers and other basketball stars, where they fuck up their legs or knees or ankles, and you're like, oh, God. I can only imagine. And some of that stuff, you're like, I'm okay with that. That didn't affect me at all. And then you get like fucking flashbangs in your sleep. This kind of stuff. Yeah, I can deal with that. Yeah, you still kind of flinch, but that's not so bad. Anyway, let's start off with this. So it's all very potato quality. Whoever leaked this stuff is probably either fired or will never work in the industry again. That's usually how it goes. Like one leak, was it worth it? Who knows? But it looks like in terms of release date stuff, I think Elden Ring will hopefully be out before March 2022. I think that's what they're going for. There will be a little conference coming up for Bandai Namco called Bandai Namco Next, and it's been widely talked about that hopefully Elden Ring will be there. They'll be there March of next year. That'll be the end of that financial quarter, like Q1. So it kind of makes sense. There's definitely been some delays. Even Bandai Namco have hinted that certain things have changed. And they just, without saying it in so many words, it's basically like Elden Ring has been delayed. Alright, so we've got a small little clip here. This is going back a while ago. This is the one with the most footage, I would say. You got dragons and everything. This actually looks like a Dark Souls kind of, so it makes me believe that it's probably real. All this is done with potato quality, you know, and all the stuff over the screen is like confidential and all that. So there's probably a good chance that someone's getting busted. Yeah, this is definitely a From Software game for sure. This is the one that will be co-written with George R.R. Martin of Game of Thrones fame. So it's pretty cool. We've known for a while that there's going to be horse combat and a lot of like true open world stuff, you know. So I'm excited for that. The other stuff that leaked was a small 6-second clip. Nothing really to write home about. I think that trailer as well. We've got the the From Software old kind of lady. Every single game where the old lady narrator kind of leads things. So it definitely seems like it's true. But you can see how like the fans are just bursting for information, that even these tiny little clips, we have to fucking look anywhere we can to get them. It cracks me up. It's like Oliver with his bowl of gruel or his bowl of porridge, whatever it was. Please, sir, can I have some more? Yes, you can. Now sit the fuck down. But it has been a long time since we've had any news. I think that trailer they showed at Xbox things is just way too early, you know. Yeah, luckily with Bluepoint doing the Demon's Souls remake, it's given us enough time to kind of relax for a little bit. Still, it seems like it's a good while off. Yeah. That's cool. Yeah. Good God, I love how we're not 5 minutes into the stream and the conversation has turned into some weird shit. I love it, I love it. I don't know how much of this I can show, but yeah, it looks like that's what's going on. So this, Kadokawa, is that the name of them? They're the parent company of From Software, and they've basically been talking about when they're hoping to have it released. Now, you know, just because it says by the end of March 31st does not exactly mean that it's going to go to that date. It could be delayed further, or it could be earlier, you know. But we'll see. It's all up to them. I just want to see more. Apparently, with this leak as well, they got so pissed off that they refused to show it again. It was supposed to be shown at another Xbox event because they have marketing rights. You know, it doesn't make that much of a difference. People can get pissy about it, but they've actually had marketing rights from Software since, was it Dark Souls 2? Yeah, Dark Souls 2, which is crazy. Like, Bloodborne was a PlayStation exclusive, so of course it's nothing got to do with them, but they've had the rights of Dark Souls 2, 3, Sekiro, you know, and now Elden Ring. So yeah, it is what it is. It's a business partnership. It doesn't mean there's going to be any sort of exclusivity. I highly doubt it. But now I see that a lot of developers don't want exclusivity, so they've been doing this kind of Game Pass thing where they'll like put the game on Game Pass, and that's Xbox's way of sticking it to the man. We'll see about that. I had heard that Resident Evil Village was supposed to go on the Game Pass day one, but Sony did a lot of work to keep it off it. Basically, if you go look at the last Resident Evil showcase, you can see that they're talking about 25 years of Resident Evil, and all the people talking about it are Sony executives. It's like executives from Guerrilla Games and all these random people who have absolutely nothing got to do with Capcom at all. You know, Mark certainly makes a little more sense because he's been there since fucking PS1 days, I think. But yeah, everyone else is just, it's just random. I think they just wanted to get a little reel together and make sure it's all PlayStation. But you know, Resident Evil will always be synonymous with PlayStation anyway, you know, in my mind, so it's not a big deal. It's not a big deal. Alright, speaking of Xbox Game Pass, they've announced a few more games. They can't help themselves. Every week, every month just brings more goodies. More goodies! And it looks like Red Dead Online like is really trying to push for the standalone online stuff. So we've got like Just Cause 4, the Reloaded part. I don't know what that is. It's probably the whole lot together, all the DLC. We've got Outlast 2, which is pretty nice. That would have been nice, you know, last Halloween, but here we are in May. Psychonauts, which is a fantastic game. They're probably getting ready to show off Psychonauts 2, especially with Microsoft now owning Double Fine. It's a great game. It's a great third-person platformer. You know, if you miss the old days of like Spyro and Banjo and that, Psychonauts is one that just did not get enough love, and it really deserves it. It's really cool. You're literally going into people's brains with that quintessential Double Fine humor. It's just perfect, and I can't wait for Psychonauts 2. Yeah, Red Dead Online, the meta right now is definitely GTA, RP, and hot tubs. You can mix those two together. But I would love to see all these big streamers go over and do some role-playing in Red Dead Online. I'd love that. But I think most of them have kind of said that they don't want to do it because of the amount of time it would take to get anywhere. There's just far too much horse riding. I know, but I mean, that's where the horse carriages and that come in. I think it'd be pretty cool. Because with the GTA role-playing meta, you know, it's always a couple of big streamers that kick these things off, and then they're all doing it, and you can't really escape it. It's fun for a bit, for sure. Just Cause always... Yeah, I'm kind of hoping that's probably the last of them, though. Like, 4 is... They kind of ran out of ideas for 4. They started to bring in, like, weather, like tornadoes and that. And it was really cool. I think what happened was they broke their own game with one of the DLCs for Just Cause 3, where they gave you this cool jetpack. It just went on and on forever, which is really cool. But after that, you never want to grapple or run anywhere ever again. So yeah, I don't know if you get that in 4. I think you get it after a while. It's the usual. But I wish what they do with Game Pass, I wish they'd just unify it, for fuck's sake. You know, I'm kind of sick of seeing a game pop up and you're like, yes! And then it'll say like, PC only, you know. But it's obviously got to do with the licensing and that with the developers themselves, because I think if you're giving your game away on these services on 3 different platforms, it probably can eat into a lot of your sales. So I understand it. It's just Microsoft need to sort it out. 'Cause it's a little bit confusing, you know. There's just, and now with the cloud as well, it's a little bit confusing. The wording's a little bit all over the place. It's a great service. And I can see slowly but surely PlayStation is giving themselves a kick up the arse, and they're trying to get PS Now working. And I'm happy. I'm happy. Speaking of which, we have some new games on PS Now. They're bringing Neo to it. I'm surprised they didn't put Neo 2 on there, but it's just out, so I understand it. And Jump Force, which is a really cool fighter featuring every single anime character ever invented. And Streets of Rage 4, so that's pretty cool. The PS Plus and Games with Gold games that were announced for May are pretty rough, in fairness. Hello, Mid! What's up? I'm doing good. How are you doing, man? How is it, Mid? I got to see you in one of Prop streams. It was great. I hope you're well. Yeah, what were the PS Plus games announced? For me, it's been like a couple of months of great games. Just at least one that I can play on stream with people, knowing that they have PS Plus. But this is a bit of a stinker. They're not all going to be great. Let me just find this. It's always... They can't just have it front and center. You go in there and they're trying to make you... Oh yeah, we got Battlefield 5, which is... Yeah, it's pretty... Actually, so it's not that bad at all. I think it was Wreckfest. Yeah, Wreckfest on PS5 kind of made me go, Like, it's a great little game. It's trying to be like Destruction Derby, but it's not Destruction Derby. Or Derby. I suppose it's Derby, isn't it? I always grew up calling it Destruction Derby. I used to love those games, and Wreckfest is definitely like that. But I don't know, the magic is kind of gone. Just building up your cars, smashing into other... I've seen people play Wreckfest, and it was a bit of a fucking snore fest. But hopefully maybe they'll add some cool things to it. What they need to do with Wreckfest and Trackmania need to come together. That's what needs to happen. Trackmania is wild. It's like those old tracks you would make out of Hot Wheels when you were a kid. You just smash cars into each other. I remember as I grew up, I was like, these ads are getting out of control. You'd have these like stop cameras. It was like the Matrix cameras, stop motion cameras of cars crashing into each other. But they're like little models and stuff. It's wild. And then you go on YouTube and there's kids channels with like millions of fucking subscribers just smashing cars into each other or playing with plushes. And I'm like, okay, so YouTube's not for me anymore. Great. That's great. Then you come over to Twitch and it's like, yay! I saw my first boobs today. She was in a hot tub. Yay! Alright, Timmy. Put down the fucking console, please. Please go outside. Good God. So yeah, Stranded Deep is a pretty cool little survival game. I see a lot of people die into sharks. I don't think it's as intricate as something like The Raft, but cool. And then, yeah, Battlefield 5. I mean, we know Battlefield 6 is coming this year. It's just going to be called Battlefield. It's going to have a modern setting. So it's kind of funny to give away the old Battlefield games where, I don't know, they're all going back to World War II. I hear that things are going very bad for this year's Call of Duty, though. So they might be relying on Black Ops for a little bit longer. They're going back to, like, I don't know, it's like World War II or Vietnam or something like that. And they're just not ready for showtime, so it may very well be a Battlefield year. We'll see. Yeah, that's not that bad of a month. I actually maybe jumped the gun there a little bit. What about Xbox? Xbox games with gold have been bad for a long time, but it's clear that they've just moved over to Game Pass, and I'm okay with that. If I was them, I'd just kind of do away with gold. They're slowly doing it, not fast enough. They've made free-to-play games actually free-to-play now. You don't need Xbox Live Gold. What have we got? Let's see. Is it Armello? I can't even read with it. Yeah, Armello and Lego Batman. Jesus Christ. In Dungeons. Yeah. Okay, that's definitely nothing to even look at there. Good lord. Boop. Yeah, new Battlefield. Yeah, I think it's about time, right? It's about time Battlefield came back. And bringing it back into the modern setting, and that's the way to do it. I mean, there's people that still, play religiously Battlefield 4 only. And yeah, it's still a fucking great game. The problem with Battlefield and definitely like DICE and the Frostbite engine is it was always style over substance. But they seem to be coming back around. Rack fast, exactly. Yeah, what's everybody been playing? Finally got around to starting Ni no Kuni 2. Yeah, I saw that. Awesome. Are you liking it? It's very different, isn't it? Hot tub, same floaties, same cringe. Yeah, good God. I know Twitch had a town hall meeting, as they call it, which I like. I like to do that. Fucking better than YouTube. But yeah, I didn't fix anything. There's nothing really they can do at the end of the day, because you just start an unreal war over it. But it's clear that it's getting... at the end of the day, I don't mind, I'm not gonna lie and say I don't. I hate seeing it or something, you know. But it does kind of bring down the platform, especially for women who just want a game. You know, I hate to be that kind of guy, but it's true, right? You know, every one of them. Go look at any big streamer, like female streamer. They almost have to go, not a boopy streamer, not hot tub stream, blah 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 blah. That's horrible. And then you go into their chats and it's like, do you have OnlyFans? Do you have this? Do you have... Oh, good God. That's horrible. People only ask me about my only feet. Anyway, look, we'll see. Like, I still think the way to fix it is just add a 18+ category, like just chatting, and put them all over there and be done with it. They've got their representation, and they're not being shoved off the platform, and it's tightly packed away, where maybe it can stop funneling these kids into hot tub streams. Because it's clear, you know, when you've got, you know, bigger streamers like the likes of XQC, who clearly have an audience of, you know, anywhere between fucking 9, 10, 11-year-olds to 30-year-olds. His demographic is huge. There's a lot of others like that too, you know. Hey Cyber, how you doing? How's it going? Swampy, hello. Hello everybody, you guys are so nice for coming in, thank you. 12 hours in, so safe to say I like it. Ah, good. Yeah, it is very different. They went for a Pikmin vibe with the Iggledy-Piggledies, right? Instead of the Pokemon familiars from the first game. With the second game, Studio Ghibli kind of exited their support. Well, not completely. I think there was a couple of producers on there, but you can tell they kind of moved away a little bit graphically. But still very good game. And I only want the best for Level 5 because I actually like them as a developer. They gave me a lot of great JRPGs that I would never see the light of day. Alright, cool. Swampy, how are you enjoying all the new games, dude? Did you play what you call it? Nier Replicant and Returnal? Twitch fixing shit that's broke. Yeah. I know they're all the same. They're all the same. Boop. That's just the way it is. And I think sometimes they just change things just so people will moan and bitch about it. In a world where everybody's getting cancelled every day and you can't say anything anymore because everything is a this and a that. Like, what the fuck do you expect from Twitch, you know? What do you expect from any of these platforms? They're walking on eggshells for life. It sucks. Where's the freedom? Where's the freedom gone, man? Don't ask me about Returnal. I played... Oh, cool. It's a bit slow, but starting to pick up. Ah, nice. Yeah, it was definitely a lot slower. I mean, it's like 9,000 years before Nier Automata. I know there's a mobile game that it as well, Nier Reincarnation. It's just confusing the shit out of people, but they're supposed to be bringing that over. And I know the director is now working on new games over at Square Enix. Now, I don't know if they'll be in the Nier universe, but sure. What does that mean anymore? I mean, Nier started as like the 4th ending spin-off game from the Drakengard series. Good God! Yeah, I haven't picked up any new games myself. I just didn't really feel the need. But I will. Returnal is $85 here, though. €85, which is a fucking joke. And if this is the way they're going to go with the new generation, kiss my ass. A love-hate relationship, yeah. Seems like most people say the same, that they seem to be working on new saves and that. That's the problem with roguelikes, you know. You're always going to have that moment. I mean, no matter, you know, if you play Hades or Dead Cells or anything, there's always that moment where you're kind of like, oh, fuck this. The idea of most roguelikes are you're supposed to play it for like an hour or so and put it down, do a couple of runs. But with Returnal, they didn't see that because most runs take 3 to 4 hours or 2 hours at most, you know. So that's no good. But I've seen many people go, oh, I'm just, you know, on transit into work or whatever, and I just got 2 runs of Hades in there, which is cool. Like, Hades nuts. It's buggy. Oh, that's rough. I feel bad for them because Sony they pulled the No Man's Sky. They built this game up, slapped €85 on it, and let it go. And it's a small team, you know. They're used to making 2D games, top-down games. This is their first AAA third-person game, and it should have had like a $50 or $40 price tag on it. Not because it's not worth 85. It's not got to do with that. It's because of this stupid idea. Because it's a PS5 exclusive. Like, you go look at Resident Evil Village. It's coming out whenever, next week, right? It's $60, and you get a free PS5 upgrade. So you've got basically 2 games for $60 on any platform you want. Good God. And then you've got Returnal. which is like unproven, new IP, €85, no bullshit. I just don't get it. I don't get the pricing. It's so stupid. It's not much better for you guys over there either. It's so silly. So Sony are shooting themselves in the foot. They all want to push the pricing of games up, and I get that. I mean, it is getting more and more expensive. There's better ways to do it, you know. There's better ways, especially with digital taking over. They take a huge percentage of digital games, so you know, putting up the physical is just their way of trying to, I think, undercut them. Yeah, no, it's a weird time as well. The start of a generation's always like this. We had this with the last one, where they were like, oh, you can't play used games on these consoles anymore, or you always have to be online and all that crap. So don't worry, it'll sort itself out, especially with Game Pass and PS Now really pushing forward. Yeah, I still don't think you'll see first-party games on PS Now, but we'll see about that. Like brand new, not like Xbox is doing it. It's like the Wild West out there, and I love it. The gunplay is fantastic. Hell yeah. You bought it for PS5. Nice, nice. I'll probably buy it for PS4, and then I can pass it along to someone else, but still play my PS5 version. Hell yes. I always keep meaning to like get into the whole like sharing. If you share a console with someone, you can kind of share, play games and all that, which is pretty cool. But because that's how fucking expensive they're getting. Alright, let's see. Yeah, Game Pass, we talked about that. Also coming to Xbox, which is such a cool little feature, but they're just going crazy with it now, is the FPS Boost feature. They've now added, like, over 70 games. Holy, they were doing, like, 5 or 6 at a time, and they're like, fuck it, open the floodgates. It's crazy. Some of these games, I believe, if you've got, like, a PS4 Pro or a PS5, you play them on performance mode, they probably will bump to 60 frames. It depends on the game, of course. But on an Xbox side, you know, no cost to the developer and no development time to them either. It's really cool. Xbox team just go in there and do it themselves. It's basically just like having an unlocked frame rate. But with things like Nier Automata, they've found out that, weirdly enough, it's actually, you know, some games are getting a little bit of a resolution bump as well, which caused an outcry on the Steam page of Nier Automata. I think they're fixing that now though, but it was crazy. They review bombed the shit out because the Game Pass version was better. Just nonsense like that. Just shilly. But yeah, you can go. Let's see, who we got reporting on this? WWCF Tech. They've got the whole list there. It's very extensive. Very extensive. Great to see Dying Light. I would love to see Dying Light get a PS5 update because there's still life left in that old dog. She's 5 years old now, but it's still a great game. And it looks like we should get Dying Light 2 before the end of the year. I'm hoping for like October. I'd say it'd be a great October game, but we'll see. We'll see. They're building up the marketing slowly but surely. They just recently did an AMA, Ask Me Anything, and it was really cool. We found out about the map being twice the size, new zombies, the whole like infection bracelet timer, and man, it's fucking cool. I can't wait. It's gonna be a huge year for games. Let's see. Decided to buy it for PS5. Yeah. Here's the thing, right? Yeah, there's a couple of issues with Series X games, but then on PlayStation side of things, they don't have VRR at a variable refresh rate. So a lot of them just put on what's it called, VSync, and we know what a drain VSync is on resources, and you don't get an option to turn it off. So right now, as I said before, PS5 is like brute force and stuff, and it's coming out on top. But give it a year or two when these games start to be built for next gen. And if they don't have VRR by then, there's gonna be issues. There's so many fucking names of stuff like DLSS and VRR, and then you have VR. So it's all confusing, you know. It's a lot of buzzwords, but most of it means stuff, you know. Most of it. A lot of stuff is just buzzwords as well, you know. We still live. Like, I think for me, ray tracing is the new fucking, you know, boost mode and secret sauce. To me, it's just nonsense. Like, they were talking about seeing the reflection of stuff in Ratchet's eyes in Ratchet and Clank, and I'm like, fucking hell, where's Fonzie jumping the shark? He's what the hell? Oh my god. And like, this is something that could bring the frame rate down to 30 frames a second or 45 frames a second. Just you see the reflection in Ratchet's eyes. Who's looking in Ratchet's eyes? What the hell is going on? The priority of developers has gone out the fucking door. Like, some games don't even work well, but we got that photo mode working. That kind of shit drives me nuts. So buggy. That sucks about Returnal though, because I know those guys, this is a big proving ground for them, you know. Very small team. But I wish the best with them. It reminds me of like Alien, and I love Alien. Yeah, secret sauce. That was such a silly little buzzword for so long. Now we got Sasha Grey's secret sauce. You see the reflection. Yeah, I saw all that kind of stuff. It's just so silly. It's even worse in Spider-Man because you're whizzing through the city. Who's stopping to look in his eyes or look at the reflection on buildings? It's nonsense, and it's too costly. Like, I don't mind if it's something they want to add to it. If it's not going to cost much, but like right now, even Capcom are struggling with it, where the different performance modes and resolution modes for Resident Evil Village are all over the place. You can do 4K with ray tracing, but it's 45 frames. Like, that is literally what it'll say on the back of the box. Just so silly. For Resident Evil, I'm just gonna go. I'm 60 all the way, you know. I've even set my PS5 to default mode, performance mode, because it's so beautiful, so nice. And just to go in there and not worry about anything. Just recently now, they did a PS5 version of Genshin Impact, which brings it up to 60 frames. But I think besides that, it doesn't add a whole lot, because I think it was actually, even on PS4 Pro, it was pretty high up resolution-wise. But that's pretty cool. I might actually start playing that game. It's free to play, gorgeous little game. Hell yeah. Yeah, fix the bug, exactly. But this will tell you what people care about more. They want those photo modes, you know. Especially with social media, it's super important because they get so much... you know, what would you call it, exposure, I suppose, to the game, even if it is a big, huge game. Like, look at that crazy little Twitter handle, Can You Pet the Dog? And all these games go back and add a dog petting mechanic just for this Twitter. Like, it's crazy when you have that kind of reach, especially for an indie dev. Like, that could be a lot of work, you know. Sometimes you'll have like, yes, you can pet the dog and blah blah blah. And I'm like, that ain't a dog, or like or Cerberus in Hades. Like, that ain't a dog. He would bite your whole ass off. That's a 3-headed hellhound. Good God. But yeah, I'm glad to see Xbox doing this. It gives a little bit of life into older games for sure. Some games are boosted up to 120 frames, which is wild. If you have like a TV or a monitor that gets 120 hertz. By all means, go for it. But yeah, I hear that the difference between 60 and 120 isn't that much difference, but definitely from 30 to 60, it's like almost double speed. In fact, some games actually suffer when they add a 60 frames a second patch. It creates them to go double the speed. Like, I think Near Replicant is locked at 30, and of course, you know, the modding community immediately began working on a 60 frames a second patch, and it just speeds up the game. It's so funny. Sometimes it's hard to tell. Like, I thought Remnant was 60. Sometimes the camera can kind of trick you. I haven't been playing much. Like, you know, I haven't been able to do much, but I was playing a good bit of Elix, a little RPG I picked up, which is actually really good. It's super clunky. It is absolutely jank, but once you get into it, it feels like a third person. It's like playing Fallout or Skyrim in third person. And it's a kind of a strange mix between the two of them. You have this fantasy setting, you know, with melee combat. And then you're like, oh, there's fucking mechs and guns and stuff. So I really liked it. I picked it up for $6. Why the hell not? Now I want to pick up Technomancer and a couple of other games. Because they're working on a Gothic remake. That's the guys who made Gothic and Risen 2, Dark Waters. And they were crazy games. Yeah, I think I'm fine with 60. Me too. I think that if we can get everything 60, it'd be perfect. Even 4K 60. Some are able to do it. Like Insomniac, the Wizards, they were able to get Miles Morales at 4K 60. And with ray tracing as well, which is crazy. And then I think Ratchet & Clank as well. I'm excited for Ratchet & Clank. I don't think that it even needed that huge trailer. A lot of people thought that state of play, I was going to call it fucking State of Decay. They thought that state of play was going to be this long, you know, multiple games. And it wasn't. It was just Ratchet & Clank and Among Us and Subnautica. They definitely knew what was popular. Like, Subnautica is crazy. I eventually will play Subnautica, even though I really don't want to because it scares the shit out of me. Oh, JJ, hello! Welcome back, you Irish fucker. You fucker! You sound like the dude from District 9. Thank you for the sub, dude. I appreciate that. Thank you for the welcome back as well. How you doing, man? How's OJJ doing? I feel like it's been a minute since I talked to all you guys. I missed you. Yeah, District 9 was... I love that movie, but I can't get over that accent. You fucker! Come here, you fucker! So funny. And he kind of turns up in almost all of his movies. What's his name? Like, Neil Bloom, I don't know. I'm sorry, I'm gonna butcher his last name, so it's best I don't. He was supposed to be working on a Halo movie, right? And it fell asunder, like most things do. And he ended up using most of the props that were already built for the Halo movie in that crazy movie, Elysium, with Matt Damon. Matt Damon! So some of the guns and helmets are straight out of the UNCS, which is kind of cool. Doing better, finally got a new job. Oh, I'm so glad. Congrats, dude. Congrats. I know that one was just fucking destroying your soul. Congrats, man. Fuck that old job. Picked up Alien Nation. Now, yeah, they do rock. Hell yeah, Swampy. All their old games, Dead Nation, Alien Nation, Resogun, they're really good. Of course, I don't have a TV that will do 120. Yeah, they're fairly expensive. The monitors seem to be the best way of doing that. I think you probably need a curved one for it, but yeah. Pet the dog sounds kind of kinky. Yeah, it always does once the word petting comes into it. Fix the bugs, add some checkpoints or a safe... Yeah, I know when you beat the bosses in Returnal, you don't have to beat them again, which is great, but yeah. For me... I've been playing like that Skull game, that's another roguelike, and Dead Cells and Hades and that. So they kind of get it right. You know, you don't feel that bad about dying when you're straight back in there. I think that's what made Fortnite so big as well. People didn't care that much. You're like, boom, straight back in. That's what really makes it work. Still need to beat all the Bioshocks. Oh, hell yes. I recently played Bioshock again on... survival difficulty without the Vita chambers. Super fun. That game will never get old. I think because of... Like, I have a desperate fear of deep underwater stuff. I don't mind fish and sharks and all that. I think marine life is beautiful. And even ocean life is beautiful. But me going down there, it is the worst. That's my idea of death right there. I'd rather be buried alive than drown. Because fuck that. It's a prison. It's a prison down there. So yeah, that's why me playing Subnautica, I don't know if I could, but I'd love to, you know. Just play it with my eyes closed. I think it was something I almost drowned when I was younger or something, so that shit stays with you. I don't mind, like I'm not a great swimmer. That's probably another thing as well. Just gotta get comfortable with it. Good God. I have to stop buying games. Yeah, my God, it gets expensive for sure. For sure. But it's even like the games are on sale between Steam, PSN, and Xbox and Switch. You're like, oh, and then you got Game Pass. You're like, do I buy anything at all because it's gonna go on the Game Pass? That's how I feel. So even when a game goes down dirt cheap, I'm like, should I? I don't mind double dipping as much now. Yeah, it's a funny one. But yeah, it's a Housemarque. I used to always call them Housemarque. They're a good developer. I hope they can get everything fixed. You want to be quick with those kind of things, you know. Because you'll turn into Cyberpunk very quick. They're trying their best. But it's still not perfect. How was everyone's weekend and stuff? I know it's wicked late. I probably won't play any other games after this. I just wanted to get back and get on. I was just desperate. I was going absolutely stir crazy without streaming. Even just gaming on my own just felt weird. Going back to a big TV. I'm like, what the fuck is this? I'm so used to gaming on the monitor. The drowning part. I have a story I'll have to share sometime. Yeah. Oh, that's the only thing. I'll take anything else. You know? I'll jump out of an airplane without a parachute or something. You know, fuck it. You know, you're gonna die. It'd be a hell of a trip. But just kind of slowly descending into the darkness. Drowning. Lungs filling up. No. But I often watch a lot of like nature documentaries and that. And it's all beautiful. Really beautiful. Especially like the coral reefs and that. Unfortunately, a lot of them are dying. But still. Need to finish Bioshock and the rest of it. Uncharted. Nice. I want to do Bioshock 2. I think it's the unsung hero. Nobody likes that game, and I don't know why. I love it. I love it more than Bioshock Infinite. That game, the more I look at Bioshock Infinite looking back, it's a bloody mess. It tried to be Bioshock, like the handymen are piss poor as bad guys, and yeah. But the original Bioshock, I think it's something about that kind of claustrophobia being down under the sea as well. I love it. There's nothing quite like it. And it holds up. I try and play it like once a year. And I had the Bioshock collection, which I had not played. I'd only played them on Xbox at the time. and on the 360 before that. So it was just another excuse for me to go back in there and get the platinum. I was like, fuck yeah. And I remember it was one of my first 360 games, and I remember trying to figure out, like, I was so desperate. I was an achievement hunter back then, and I was desperate to finish off this 1,000 out of 1,000, you know, because you didn't have platinums. And I couldn't figure out what the fuck was wrong. There was 2 missing. And as it turned out, it was one of these weirdest things where you had to buy a plasmid pack, and it added 2 more achievements. And one of them was called Big Brass Balls, and it just cracked me up. And that was the one where you had to play on hard without dying, basically. Without using any of the Vita chambers. That was super cool. It was never that tough. It wasn't like hardcore mode on Dead Space where you only have 3 saves for the whole game. I think that was much harder. Because with this, you could just save scum, where you would save, die, then reload or whatever. And then they added in an option just to turn off Vita chambers, which made it even easier. But yeah, I couldn't believe how easy hard is. I actually think that game, you need to play it on hard. Because once you come up once, oh man, those big daddies. Holy God! Yeah, and then with Bioshock 2, you got the big sisters. And then I think with Handyman, they were going for like Big Brother, maybe. I don't know. We'll see. We've got a lot of stuff coming in the Bioshock universe, for sure. We've got a brand new Bioshock game. Hopefully, maybe next year, we'll see something about that. There's talks of them going underground or space. Who knows? Then we've got like the System Shock 3 coming out, and System Shock Remastered, remake, which looks amazing. That was, you know, the original series before Bioshock. And then we have, what was that other one? We've got Ken Levine doing his own thing as well. Who knows what that'll become? He started his own studio, the original creator of Bioshock. So yeah, that's cool. I've triple dipped. Yeah. I think I bought Anodyne. I think I have 2 or 3 of those. There was just a report recently about people, you know, getting the free games on Epic and never playing them, and I just laughed at myself because that's exactly what I do. But it's nice to have them. Apparently, in the first 2 years, Epic, what's going on right now, Epic and Apple are in a huge, big court case right now, and lo and behold, everything's getting leaked as it does. It's actually, you know, leaked a lot of stuff that these platform holders probably wish stayed buried. So things like why PlayStation has not been allowing crossplay because they want a cut of the revenue. The cheeky bastards. No other platform holder is asking for this, only PlayStation. And they want 60% or something as well. Fucking crazy. I know you're trying to bolster your own, keep people playing on PlayStation. I get it, but damn, there's going to be war over this. But there's not a damn thing they could do about it because, you know, it's a public hearing. It's the way it goes. But yeah, apparently they made $9 billion in the first 2 years of Fortnite. Like, Jesus Christ! And we can all admit that the first 2 years of Fortnite, it was only really, truly starting to catch fire, right? Jesus. I'd say the next couple of years of it were even crazier. I got in pretty early at Fortnite, back when I had heard it, you know, being a tower defense game. It was like a zombie defense game, whatever. Then they moved over to the Battle Royale, and I was in there before the seasons and all that. And then as soon as that stuff happened, I quickly left. And then it wasn't on before the kids got in there. But yeah, it's crazy. That'll tell you how much Epic is worth. Holy crap, 9 billion in 2 years. That's beyond printing money. That's oh my god, that's cloning money. Jesus. I keep saying I need to pick a game and start streaming it. Yeah, why not? It helps me, for sure. It helps me. But then I run into the risk of playing too many games on stream and then leaving nothing for myself to play off stream. So that's why I do love a good RPG, because that allows me to just explore the world in my own time, you know? I really like that. Even repetitive games like Assassin's Creed and that. Just to give me something. Elix, I played a little of that and need to get back. Yeah! Elix is really fun. Once you get a good weapon, it's pretty janky and pretty broken in combat-wise. Like, I've definitely got rage quitted a couple of times. But the idea of the jetpack is so cool. Kind of remind me what they did for Mass Effect Andromeda. Like, I really enjoyed the gameplay of Mass Effect Andromeda, but everything else was crap. It's crap. Power of microtransactions. Exactly. The power of skins. The power of Backpack Kid and flossing. When something becomes... This is the power... Yeah, the power of kids and mummy's credit card. What have you guys been playing yourselves? Any new games? really does help you get through a back. I think so, but like you said, if I was just to focus on one game, like I in the evening times when I come home, I will do, you know, on average around 5 or 6 hours of gaming. Just the way it is. And then, you know, streaming has secured that. Usually you'd be like, oh, maybe I won't. But now you kind of, I don't know. I had such a good record as well. But it's all good. You know, every now and then there's going to be times where I'm going to have to take a break for whatever reason. It could be tech issues, health reasons. I don't know, you know. Like I said, in July coming up, I probably will be moving. So we're going to be without streams a little bit then. So, but at least I know about that coming up. So that's okay. We'll see how that goes. It's always a devil moving because you don't know how your new internet's going to be. It's like, fuck. Because I love this internet. I pay a good bit for it. But it is crystal clear, and I've always been happy with that. Some Cold War. Nice, nice, nice. Hell yes. Yeah, I need something mindless. Yeah, the streaming's funny because it's not as intimate with the game, so I do find myself be talking and laughing and joking, and you do miss a lot of stuff. So it's kind of up to you. If it's something you're really looking forward to, I can understand. I know a lot of friends who were like, oh, I'm not going to stream Last of Us Part 2 because I really want to play this, and poor bastards. But also with Final Fantasy VII Remake as well, you know, games you've been waiting a long time for, I get that. I'm on the other side of the coin. I'm like, I have been waiting for this. I want to play this with you guys, and we'll both see this kind of reaction, you know, that moment to share it with people, rather than the other way around. You know, that's what happened with Cyberpunk. Unfortunately, that fell asunder. But the next one to kind of grab me like that should be Biomutant. I've been waiting for that for nearly 3 years, I think. It might even be 4 years at this point. But anyway, so yeah, we've been, I knew we'd be talking a lot today because we're trying to catch up. We're catching up with friends. I fucking missed you guys. But this has become such a big part of my gaming and streaming. It's changed everything. It's a whole new layer to gaming I never would have thought like 10 years ago, 20 years ago. No way. And I love it. I wouldn't change it for the world. I would not change it. Sometimes, if it is really important to me, I can always just do videos on it like I did with The Walking Dead. I knew The Walking Dead was going to be emotional and it was going to smack me right in the fucking heart, you know. And it did. So I was like, no way I'm going to stream this. Bloodburn like an idiot. So I did videos on that, and it worked out great. I was happy with that. It allowed me to do a nice bit of editing as well. I know you can do that with streams too, but Jesus Christ, there's not enough hours in the day for that. Miss you too. I love you. Yeah, Biomutant's going to be great. That little crazy little raccoon, ninja raccoon. I beat Zombie Army 4. Nice. I didn't even know you could beat that game. What was it like, dude? Yeah. Are you looking forward? Well, yeah, I am. I've been here for like 10 years. When I settle somewhere, I settle, you know. I'll dig my roots in. The same goes for everything in my life. I very much what would you call it? I get stuck in a rut easy, a comfort zone. So yeah, I'm excited. Always excited. I don't mind. It won't be that far of a move. It's just at this point, it's a necessity move rather than anything else. You know. So we'll see. I'll keep you guys up to date with that. So I'm not even thinking about it right now, even though it's like 2 months away. Oh shit. Oh shit. Oh jeez. No, we're all good. Alright, let's kick into some games releasing in May. May is huge. We'll start off with a little bit of Baldo. I know it sounds funny. This is a cute little indie game, very much a Zelda-like, that they just showed off on IGN, a new 13 minutes of gameplay. This is coming, I think, exclusively to Switch and probably PC. I don't know why it's called Baldo, but it's got Studio Ghibli and Zelda written all over it, and I'm glad to hear anything about it. It's really cool. These kind of games, this and Tunic is another one, were very much Zelda inspired. Your little fox. They've been going around for a long time. Now you start to see a little bit of the UI in the minimap. Sometimes it can uglify a game, if that makes any sense. Probably not. Sometimes they get the UI wrong in games, and it can really make it ugly. But thankfully, most of them give you options to turn the UI off. Wow. Yeah, May is a biggie. Yeah, this one now is not coming out in May. I know I started off that conversation that way. But yeah, it was just nice to see this. Wanted to show it off. With these daily doses, I'm always wrestling between how much do we talk about. Because you can run the risk, it's usually Wednesday, where the game developers don't talk about anything. Now today is just bursting with news because it's the first of the month, you know. And we're kind of getting into sort of like pre-E3 vibes, you know. E3 is early June. So we're talking like, you know, 4 to 5 weeks away. And you start to see a lot of announcements and that. It's cool. Yeah, Baldo. See, OGJ knows what's up. Hell yeah. Life is Strange games, yeah, they're pretty good. I really like Life is Strange 2. I was actually surprised. That's what annoyed. I think that's why I got so angry. Why it took them 15 months to release it. I think that was it. It wasn't because I was hating on the game. It really just wanted to, because it was one of those games that they really captured what was going on in the world at that time. You know, because we've heard all these disgusting reports over the last few years under that Orange Cheetos rule, where he was, you know, basically locking up children for deportation, you know, and then a lot of them were getting lost in the system. So for Life is Strange 2 to just, you know, you hear the story of these families, but very rarely do you hear it from the children themselves. So Life is Strange 2 hits home on that, and it was definitely special compared to the first game, which was, you know, Sabrina the Teenage Witch. You know, that's what it was like. It's like Teeny Boppers, High School Musical with powers. But it was a cool game for its time, I suppose. Now we have Life is Strange True Colors coming out. We'll see how that goes. That's going to be a full price game, no episodes, which is great. But now it's bumped up the price to $60. So, you know, be mindful out there. Be very mindful. It is Square Enix, of course, and they're making money. But they're apparently working on Life is Strange 4 as well, and they're going to bring back Max and Chloe. That's what I've heard, but that'll be like 2 years from now. Knowing them, they'll want a Life is Strange game out every year. Which is crazy, but that's what Telltale were doing. Look, she's Naruto running. So yeah, this is new 13 minutes of gameplay from IGN. No sign of a release date, anything, but the tweet did say that Baldo is almost finished. So that's good. Definitely be this year. Hopefully we get Cuphead's DLC this year as well. That's been a long time coming. At this point, if I was them, I would just focus on a sequel. Put it all into a sequel. Because it has almost been 3 years. Which is crazy. But it's hand-drawn, you know, so it's tough. Alright, so we'll start off with May's releases. Let's see. So we've got Resident Evil Village. Let's kick this off. This is the big one. Everybody's waiting on this one, me included. Doesn't like when I change tabs. This is the most recent. I haven't played any of the new demos on purpose. I know some of them are PS5 exclusives, and I could have hopped on that. But I'm done. I'm done with demos. They're showing far too much of this game off. So, yeah, it's time. It is time to stop showing and start playing. It's as if, like, nobody knows it's coming out. I mean, sometimes you can over-market a game. You really can. So, Resident Evil Village is coming out May 7th. We're literally that close. That close! Da-da-dum, da-da-dum, right? Unless this website has it wrong. That seems... No, that's right, that's right. Yeah, this Friday. This fucking Friday, we're finally here. The Ori engine in all its glory. It looks like it's going to be based a lot on, like, Romanian and Transylvanian lore. We get, like, fucking vampires, witches, werewolves. I can't wait for this. A lot of people who have played the extensive demos are very happy. There's even, like, achievements on the Steam version for the demo, that'll tell you. But I just don't want to lose any of it. Learned my lesson with see, here's the thing. The RE7 demo, especially the kitchen one, was completely different. It wasn't even in the game. But we know that this is, like, the demo gives you a choice of playing in the village and playing in the castle and all that. Good God. There she is, Lady Dimitrescu. The amount of porn centered around her is unbelievable. Good God. You got women walking around in stilts just to pull off the cosplay. God damn. Usually if the tall chicks are not that thick, but she is tall and thick. Damn! I want to go to the tall and thick store. Look, it's this whole scene with Jack Baker again. Ba-ba-bum. Ba-ba. So isn't it crazy by the time this comes out that Resident Evil 7 will be out 4 years? It's fucking crazy. Absolutely crazy. I'm super excited about the enemy variety in that. I'm already getting, like, Outlast 2 vibes, Evil Within vibes. It's all gravy, baby. You're so Christopher Redfield. That's a chubby bunny. It's gonna be great. I'm excited. I hope it's a long game. Do you know what I mean? I'd love for it to be like, you know, 20 hours, 30 hours to complete kind of thing. Then go back. You could have, like, Madhouse mode, survival mode. I can't wait. These guys are on to something pretty damn special. They haven't put a foot wrong yet. I mean, Resident Evil 3 Remake was a little bit short. It cut a lot of stuff. I think that was for time. So, yeah, I'm excited. Bring on, like, the Dino Crisis remake that's been rumored, and the Resident Evil 4 remake that's been rumored, and hell yeah. Maybe that Resident Evil 4 VR was the remake, and someone thought it was a remake. That's what happens with rumors. They see something, they go, oh my god, they're remaking it. You know, that can happen. She is a big one, yeah. I need to play all of the... Yeah, me too. That's something I want to do. Maybe this week. Maybe we'll do it leading up to it. I bought it all. End of Zoe and all that. Maybe we'll do that. Yeah, Cuphead. I started playing Cuphead back then when it came out. I started off the whole stream calling him Cumhead. It never left. The whole playthrough never left. What are you going to do? What are you going to do? I think I was trying to make some kind of joke about what is inside the cup. 2 cups, 1 head. Yeah, that is crazy, right? When you think about it. It was also the first game. Resident Evil 7 was also the first game on their new RE engine. And now we've had Devil May Cry 5. We've had RE2 and RE3 remakes. Monster Hunter Rise and World on it. Or Resident Evil Village on it. Like, it's a great engine. Like, it's Capcom's baby. And I guarantee you there was probably about 50 million put into that engine. R&D takes so long. It's just basically a series of mistakes until something works. It's a great engine. It's a great engine. Now, we all kind of agree the character models still aren't quite there, but everything else feels very realistic. But, I mean, they're getting better. I mean, all the enemies and everything in Resident Evil Village seems spot on. But it's hard to not see Mia in Resident Evil 7. You'd be like, holy Play-Doh face, Batman. Holy Play-Doh! Yeah, Dino Crisis and Onimusha. Yeah, I know didn't they remaster one of the Onimusha games and then it kind of Onimusha. Why can't I say that? Talking too fast. When they do that, OGJ, they're usually trying to see how many people buy it. Is there a market to remake or bring something back? And unfortunately, you never know what their criteria is. You know, does it need 1 million sales, 4 million sales? You don't know. You don't know. Alright, cool. Damn, I can't believe that this Friday. Hell yes. I do really want to play Nier Replicant and all that. We'll get to it. We'll get to it. It always happens at the worst time. I had, you know, a good bit of space. I had finished off Nier Automata and I'd loaded space there. And then I go and I have a monitor die on me and I'm stuck. And then it's like 2 weeks down the fucking drain. But that's my own fault. I shouldn't be putting myself on a timer like that. Never works. It just ends poorly. Alright, next game we've got. I don't know if anyone's excited for this one or even heard of it. But here we go. Eric, hello! You beautiful son of a bitch. We miss. Hello, Eric. Thank you for the sub. Oh, you guys are the best. Thank you. I missed you guys too. I missed you. How is Eric doing today? We had Laura in earlier. Next we have HUD, Outlaws and Legends, which is... I can't remember who... Someone important is actually making this.
In Hood, Outlaws and Legends.
There you go. Focus. That's Sumo Digital. It seems to be like a kind of like a co-op melee crossbows and all that Robin Hood style stuff. I don't know if there's, you know, like in a world where you're fighting with so many games like this. It's tough, you know. We're just talking about Zombie Army Trilogy and it looks great, you know. Outriders just came out and it seems to have just kind of fizzled out, unfortunately. I think what happened was the end game was quite broken. It's always the thing to get right, you know. It's so tough because you're gonna, no matter how much you play test it, you're gonna have these people that are like gods at the game who put thousands of hours into it and they just break the game. But apparently in the end game they're just kicking people that they don't want. It sounds like what used to happen with Overwatch. Still happens with Overwatch, where people would just bully other players into picking a character. So silly. Just because it's not their meta, you know. But yeah, this one's going to come out and die, unfortunately. I don't know. There's not really much they can do right now. When I first saw this, I thought it was a Plague Tale 2. Just because of the, you know, the way it's set. It might even be the same engine. But, yeah. Sumo Digital are a great developer. They've done a lot of games. I think I knew them as the guys who did a lot of racing games. But they've done a lot of stuff. Outrun, yeah. See, in fucking All-Star Racers, Sega Rally Online, Forza Horizon. Yeah, I knew Sumo Digital as the racing guys. There you go. They've been doing a lot of porting and that, you know, that keeps the lights on a lot. But this is their own little baby. They helped with the port on Sackboy: A Big Adventure, Hot Shot Racing, Team Sonic Racing, Crackdown 3 they helped out as well. So, you know, they're a great studio. I wish them the best. I just feel like, you know, with so many of these co-op games and Battle Royale games that a lot of developers are confused what to make. Because by the time a 2 to 3 year development cycle's over, the meta has moved on, you know. People maybe don't want to play these games anymore. But single player games will never go away. It's just, you have to try and convince these publishers. It even plays a little bit like Plague Tale, which is kind of wild. Anyway, so that's what's called the HUD Outlaws and Legends. I always say about putting a subtitle in your game, especially if it's a brand new game, you're not doing yourself any favors. A really cool co-op series is the Vermintide games. They're super fun, and I don't know what's going on right now, but between, you know, the Warhammer games and Riot and all that, they're putting out all these different genre style games. Super cool. Like, we've got like Baldur's Gate Dark Alliance come back. I cannot fucking wait for that. And then we've got Necromunda's coming out as well. And these games are all coming out at a budget price. They're coming out at like $40, which is super cool. Good God, I'm trying to swallow and take a breath at the same time. You know what? I'll tell you one thing. Whether it's 2 days or 2 weeks, I'm rusty as hell. It's always the way. It's always the way. Let's see. Heard about this? Nothing Like Boys in the Hood. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. That's funny. Great movie. Did I do all? Yeah, I did. Yeah. I think Nier Replicant has the same issue. Nier Automata's second playthrough, Route B, where you play as 9S, is just horrendously boring. It's the same as the first one all over again. It's basically like you finish a game and you're completely just emotionally worn out, and then you go straight back in on hard mode. It's like, why? But then it's all worth it. By the time you get to Route C and you play with a different character, I won't spoil anything, it's so worth it. It has one of the coolest endings ever. And it's the success of Nier Automata that has allowed them to, you know, remaster Replicant. And also, he's probably going to make like 2 or 3 more games. Alright, on to the next game. It's actually DLC. The Wrath of the Druids DLC, which got delayed. The Irish DLC for Assassin's Creed. You know, I have been waiting a long time for this one. This is coming out on May 13th, which is a horrible release date. It is 1 day before Mass Effect Legendary Edition, and it's smack dab in the middle of Resident Evil Village and Mass Effect. So I don't exactly know what Ubisoft are doing there with that. It's just so foolish. I understand they probably needed a little more time, and that's okay. The achievements and trophies are already up for it, and it sounds pretty good. It sounds like we're going to Dublin, and I'm happy about that. Hell yes. It'll be a bit of fun. I think once I finish this, I'm probably going to put Assassin's Creed to bed. I think I'm at the end of it now. I want to finish it this week. I'm actually very close to the platinum. I think I'm like 5 trophies off, and it's all like, you know, get Thor armor and stuff like that. So anyway, yeah, this is Druids. So yeah, it'll be pretty cool. Sounds like they're adding a nice little chunk to it. Some nice Irish armor and that. I wouldn't expect too much from it. I know there's another DLC in Paris, but sure, who knows when we'll get that. And I'm kind of, you know, Assassin's Creed, Valhalla is definitely, I've had enough of it. I'm happy with it. It's 30 hours too long, but I want to finish it off. Put it to bed. Doop. Might get this game. What, the HUD one? Interesting. Cool. There you go. It sounds like something that should go on the Game Pass or PS Plus. You know, those games, this is the only way those games are surviving now. I don't care what anyone says. I don't think Outriders would have had even a blip on the map if it wasn't put on the Game Pass. Like, they're not bad games. Far from it. It's just in a world where you're literally fighting with everything else out there. You gotta stand out or you're thrown out. Simple as that. Game not me, but also me. Me! We'll see how much the DLC costs as well. Yeah, like, who knows when the Siege of Paris... I mean, it sounds good. They'll probably have another season pass. A lot of these games, that's what they do. It's a pain in the fucking arse. They'll have a season 2 game pass. And lo and behold, you buy both of those, you've got the price of a brand new game again. Yeah. I don't think I'm as hyped as I was for Odyssey's. Like, going to Atlantis and Odyssey was pretty cool. The issue with Odyssey's DLC was it was done episodic. it was just foolishness. So by the time it all came out in one chunk, I was done. It's like, nah, you're all good. Anyway, but yeah, Valhalla, I still think it's a great game. They kind of shot themselves in the foot, putting out 3 open world games in 3 months. Even, like, you know, even the most fucking degenerate gamer wouldn't be able to play all those back to back to back. Like, I picked up Immortals Phoenix Rising, $20. I want to play that, but yeah, we shall find time. We shall find time. Alright, cool. I need to stop Replicant and finish Auto Tomato. Look, whatever you think. Auto Tomato. We need an Auto Tomato. Tomato me, bitch. Boom. Be cool if there was like 4D streaming or something. Throw tomato at streamer. Okay. Oh yeah, we were talking about this earlier. But Subnautica has its Below Zero DLC, which is coming to consoles on May 14th, the same day as Mass Effect Legendary Edition. I think both of those will do very well, but Subnautica has a massive, you know, streamer and YouTube fandom right now. I think one of the bigger ones was Jacksepticeye. Yeah, probably kind of made him as well. No, he was big before that, but definitely. So it gets to that point where Subnautica has a very similar fandom to what's it called? Undertale, where you can't, it's very hard to just play it. Everybody has to tell you what to do and do this and do that. It's a great game. I'm glad it's taken off like this, because a lot of other survival games are like, okay. And Below Zero seems to be crazy huge. Like, you're up on land. Looks really cool. It is a game I'll eventually get around to for sure. I'm already dreading what kind of Randys will come in. Dun, 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 dun. Yeah. I wonder what will come to the pass. Yeah, there's a couple of stuff in May, but yeah, it's interesting for sure. They tried to get Resident Evil Village on the Game Pass day one, Swampy, but Sony literally had to pay money to stop that from happening, which cracks me up. Boop. They wanted to make it an exclusive themselves. I still think a lot of the mindshare is in the PlayStation 5's camp, you know. Even with developers, they just need to, you know, do things right themselves, not drop the ball. And, you know, it seems like we're only a couple of steps away from them doing that. I think a big step forward would be them to relaunch PS Now and get it right this time, you know. Yeah. A lot of people will be playing that. So I'd say this might get more sales than Mass Effect Legendary Edition at the start. They'll both do really well though. Look, PS5. Yeah, it's coming out on everything. Hell yes, Epic Games as well. What did I hear about Epic Games? They were trying to... Oh yeah, they're trying to make like Dead Island 2 and a couple of other games exclusive to Epic. It's kind of funny, you know, like between the console wars and the PC Master Race, everybody's just fighting over where to put their games. I love this trailer. That's a great trailer. Good for them. Yeah, so that's releasing May 14th, next Friday, on the same day as Mass Effect Legendary Edition, which I'm very excited for. I'll probably pick up Mass Effect Legendary Edition. Hell yes. It's been a long time since I played these. It's one I wanted to play on the channel and haven't, because I was waiting for this. This is probably like 3 years. People are probably waiting 3 years for this to happen, but it seems to be the right time. I don't think it's actually... It doesn't have like a PS5 or Xbox Series X like update or version yet. We'll see about that. You know, EA are just gonna probably try and put out another version and sell it like that. But all the additions and fixes they've added to the first game have me very excited. Mass Effect 1 is still my favorite of the series. They're all great. Like 2 is amazing. It feels like an action movie, and 3 is a great kind of send off for the series, even with that crappy ending. But yeah. I still love the first game. It's same as BioShock. Mass Effect 1 was one of the first games I played on the 360, and it's just so special. I'd never played anything like it, you know. Super cool. And, you know, BioWare, was this one of their first games after the huge success of KOTOR and things like that? What else did I play from them? They did Jade Empire as well. That's a game that deserves a remake. Super cool. Especially with the hype around all these new, you know, Monkey King games and that, and Odyssey to the West. Hell yeah. So yeah, it sounds like they've done a lot of work on the first game, bringing it up to par with, you know, the second and third game in terms of, you know, the cover system, RPG system, shooting, just everything. Because it was very much you know, a lot of things in practice that didn't kind of work very well. Like the cover system was atrocious in the original Mass Effect. Like it was sticky. You'd move away from it. You'd have like fucking Shepard going like this. He was doing the crab walk, you know, but he was still technically in cover. It was a funny one. I still think it has one of the better stories of the 3 games and the better enemy. Like although the elusive man was super cool, he very like the G-Man from Half-Life, and didn't have like, was it Michael Sheen doing the voice? Or no, maybe it wasn't. He just made me think of Michael Sheen. But they never quite did anything with him, you know. That's the unfortunate thing. I think like the same thing happens with the G-Man to keep him kind of dragged along, but he was never meant as this enemy. He's an omnipotent kind of, you know, otherworldly thing. You don't even know what the hell he is. But with the elusive man, he was more like the head of a giant corporation. I think you do end up like killing him on them. But anyway, but they're great games. Hell yes. If you haven't experienced the original Mass Effect games, you must. Now is the time. All 3 of those games are $60. It's a fucking bargain. I'll never forget when Mass Effect 3 came out. There was just something around that, the hype of it, building up, all the websites, my local GameStop. It was crazy. It's crazy. Is it Michael Sheen? Is that not Charlie Sheen's father? What's his name? Michael Sheen? No? Whatever. Maybe I'm thinking of Michael Douglas. One of those old dudes. Yeah, I didn't know that about... Yeah, that's what's going around about Resident Evil Village. It was a big war about it, because you can tell Xbox, you know, they've bought a lot of studios, but it's going to take a while for those studios to start outputting games, you know. So all they can do in the meantime is buy everything. That's what they've been doing. Yeah. Oh man, it was great, wasn't it? It's cool. There was a couple of games like that. That was the same year, I think, that we got BioShock Infinite. Was it all 2013? No, I think Mass Effect 3 was 2012. 2013 was fucking insane. You know, it was right at the cusp of a new generation. But oh my god, like can you believe we got like BioShock Infinite, The Last of Us, things like that in the same year? Like, Jesus Christ, crazy. Wasn't that one for free just now on PlayStation? Which is it? Damn it, I don't read chat fast enough. Never played 3? You never played Mass Effect 3? Oh, was it because of the ending? Oh, I couldn't. Oh, I had to see it through. Dude, I think it's really good. I don't think the ending, like everyone's like, oh, they had to, it was very famous because they added DLC to fix the ending. I think it was, you know, it was needed for sure, but I don't think it fixed anything, you know. Once you sour the pot, it doesn't matter how much you sweeten it. It's already been soured. But yeah, the problem was, and it's the same with most games, they can't end right, you know. Especially this is a game that's based on morality and choices. Of course, the ending was gonna use that similar thing, but it just felt a little bit like a wet fart at the end. It's like, oh god, that's it. Wasn't it? Yeah. Love the blue one. Yeah, everyone likes a little bit of blue from time to time for sure. First, your Liara. Hell yes. Do you play as male or female? I did both. My first run through was as male Shepard, John Shepard, and then Fem Shep after that. And that's another thing as well. Thanks for reminding me. By the time they got to Mass Effect 3, obviously the models, the engine, everything had got much better. You know, so the difference between Mass Effect 1's models and Mass Effect 3 is huge. So they've added like Fem Shep, as she's called. They've added her model back into Mass Effect 1. She looks way better. That was a big moment for like female protagonists in games as well, and it kind of propelled Jennifer Hale's career as well. She played Fem Shep. She'll always be known as Fem Shep. Yeah, I could play it now, have it digitally. Yeah, well, it might be nice to have it with the Legendary Edition, but I can understand. I think the same thing happened with the Mafia Trilogy. Everyone was kind of like, I own 2 out of 3 of these games, but the Mafia 1 remakes is pretty special. I'm convinced that it was built on the Red Dead Redemption 2 engine. I really am. The same parent company, so it's possible. It even had a little bit of the clunkiness that Red Dead Redemption has as well, with the shooting and cover system. What's funny is, I heard that Returnal has a similar reload system to Gears of War. Is that right, Swampy? The active reload, if you reload at the correct time, you get a damage boost. Is that true? That's super cool. No game has ever tried to do that, and I wish they would. Because I think it's a fucking awesome feature. It makes, for me, it makes Gears shooting all the better. It's like its own little mechanic. Yeah, I might wait. Yeah, that's probably the best. I think it's a good deal, you know. Nice to have them all together. The special edition for it comes with like a life-size replica helmet, a shepherd's helmet, and you know, a lot of big name creators have already got it, and it's huge. It's awesome. It's super cool. I've always wanted one of those kind of helmets, even like Master Chiefs or something, but I've never bothered. It's always just never felt like a good investment. Missed out on Mass Effects when they came out. I'm excited. Oh, they're super cool. They're super cool. If you like most RPGs, you'll love it. You know, it was the game that kind of really pushed the conversation wheel into the forefront. Like every game had it after that. I think they also ran into a couple of issues, Fallout as well, where they would have like an option to pick, and then the character wouldn't say it like that. So it confuses the shit out of you. And it's also famous for its extra long elevator in the Citadel. It's a space opera RPG, you know. I mean, these are the guys that made KOTOR, so boop. They're supposed to be remaking KOTOR, but I don't know who's remaking it. It's a different studio. The Normandy, you've got like there's absolutely fantastic voice acting as well. Like I said, Jennifer Hale, you got Keith David's in there, of course. You got Seth fucking Green in there as the Joker, the one and only. He does a fantastic job. There's so many great people in there. He's the pilot of the Normandy. And it was awesome that they called it the Normandy as well, because you know the whole idea of the beaches in Normandy and that made sense that instead of storming the beaches, you were storming the galaxy. I feel like it never quite reached its ultimate potential though. Even when it came to Mass Effect Andromeda, that was a massive step backwards, obviously. But yeah, there was a lot of this idea of the campaign of the galaxy. You know, you were trying to muster every species and everybody to fight these Reapers, and every game, Mass Effect 2 and Mass Effect 3, they never gave you full control of like flying around the galaxy, but they would have these kind of cool little, like almost like a mini game where you could take control and manage your resources and help, and it was really cool. But it never felt like, I feel like if they had come out after No Man's Sky, we'd be living in a different world. That's what I want. I want everything that Mass Effect does well, with the freedom of No Man's Sky. Maybe we'll see that in the new Mass Effect. We'll see. I think they've gone back to the drawing board now. They were supposed to be putting out Anthem Next, as it was called, which was going to be the relaunch of Anthem, and EA said, fuck it, people don't want this, so we're going to move you over. I think they had two choices. I think they were going to shut down BioWare. They were definitely afraid of that. That's why they showed off Dragon Age 4 when it was nothing but a screen, you know. They were like, please, we have more, please. So now they are mainly working on the next Mass Effect and Dragon Age 4. The way things are going, I'd say you'd get Dragon Age 4 first. But this would be a nice stopgap to keep people happy. People have wanted this for a long while. We're right at the end of this generation. People have wanted it the whole generation, you know. Because just like Bioshock, Mass Effect was one of those Xbox-only series for quite a while, you know, especially the first Mass Effect. They both took like at least a year, Bioshock as well, to come out on the PS3, you know, and then when it did, it was the inferior version, and there was this and that wrong with it, and there's always that issue. Same with the Bethesda games. That's one thing I have noticed with Elix. It'd be interesting if you do play it, Swampy, let me know. Elix has a lot of memory leak issues. What that means is the longer you play, the slower the game gets. And the reason for that is it's because of their engine. But I've noticed it. Because what it also allows you to do is save scum. So you can, like, it'll say, like, kill 1,000 beasts. And you can kill the same 10 in front of you, then save scum, reload, do the same. And it'll keep counting forward. It's a foolish way of doing things. But, yeah, it allows for... I don't know if that's the actual name for it, but I call it memory leaking because... it's what I used to see happen a lot in PC games. It happened in that Immortal, how was that game? It was like a Shooter Souls. It's the same thing. Every time I'd reload, the game would get slower. And so, because what it was doing is, it was duplicating the assets on top of each other. So all you have to do, so every now, I noticed like every 5 hours or so, I'd have to quit out of the game and just go back in. And it'd be fine. It was definitely a little jank. I don't know what they're doing next. That's Piranha Bytes who made Elix. They also made Risen and Gothic. They're a really good German studio, you know. They make some very cool janky RPGs, and if you need a little fix of janky RPG, that's the way to do it. That's why I want to get Technomancer. I think that's another studio. It was a split off of Piranha Bytes. It was I think Spider Games. Let me see. I don't know what it is about these two studios, but they must have copied each other's homework, because they make very similar games, very similar engines. Cracks me up. Let's see. Spider's recent game, I believe, was Greedfall, which did okay. Another one that kind of tries to put... The problem I had with Greedfall was that it was just so political. Like, there's a bit where you finish the tutorial and you get to explore the world. I couldn't get out of the town. I couldn't get out. There's just so much politics everywhere. And that can work. Like, I think Elix has a lot of politics too. But you gotta drip feed that stuff. You can't bombard the player. Most RPGs do that anyway. That's just the way it goes. But it was too much. But what I did like about Greedfall, it had this kind of French Revolution vibe to it. It was a bit of fun. But yeah, apparently they're working on a new game called Steel Rising. Interesting. But yeah, they worked on Bound by Flame. This is Spiders. They're French. Yeah, and they also worked on the Technomancer, which I heard is kind of similar to Elix, very like a janky RPG. So I might pick that up next. You can get those games for like next to nothing now, and it's such a nice time to be playing them, I think. Hell yes. Hell yes. And they're making a Gothic remake, which is pretty cool. The Risen games are something special because they're just so crazy. They don't make any sense at all. The first Risen was kind of like Gothic. It was, okay, here we go. It's all about these kind of things. And then the second one, it's like, fuck it. No, it's about pirates. And the third one, like, no, it's all Greek mythology. So they were chasing things the whole time. Like by the time they got to like Risen 2, they must have been chasing after Pirates of the Caribbean or Assassin's Creed Black Flag. And then when they got to Risen 3, it was like, oh, God of War is... Yeah. Because I'm playing Elix on the PS5. It doesn't have any upgrades at all. But yeah, it's nice. The load times are short, I suppose. To get it for $6, why the hell not? But I see The Division 2 is on sale, so I probably will play that shortly enough. Hell yeah. So yeah, that's everything coming out. Oh, Biomutant! Oh my god, how could I was too fixated on talking about BioWare. BioWare, they're definitely like a fall from grace kind of studio right now. But I don't know, that might make them, you know, work harder and earn that back, and sometimes that can be a great redemption. Like Capcom's just going through that. Capcom had a bad time there. I thought they were like, oh, well, that's it. They're going down Konami's road, you know. And out of nowhere, they've come back fighting, tearing fucking teeth and limbs, and yeah. I'm so happy. I'm so happy they did. Yes, it's a lot of remakes, but enough time has passed. Maybe not for Resident Evil 4, but certainly for the others. And we're all the better for it in a world where we need more horror, true horror survival games. Give me a fucking bat. Give me something to beat back the monsters instead of running with a fucking video camera. Anyway, the last game, how could I miss it? Biomutant. I always show off this trailer because it's my favorite, but this trailer is from 2017. I was right. Oh my god, it'll almost be 4 years to the date since this was announced. God bless you, Biomutant. It's made by a new studio, so yeah, I've always felt like, you know, take your time. But the reason it first grabbed me is it made me think of The Witcher, you know? I still think, but the more time has gone on, it's closer to something like The Witcher meets Breath of the Wild. The amount of freedom in this game is something else. I'm still worried about the narrator. They've decided, because, you know, Biomutant, the little guy himself, is not going to have a voice. They've employed this Stephen Fry, you know, sound-alike, who narrates over a lot of stuff. And I thought it was one character, but it's not. So we'll see. I'm hoping that could really ruin the game if that happens too much. But the most unique feature of Biomutant is that instead of your normal character creator, you know, with your titty sliders and your booty sliders, you're going to have a DNA slider. You don't just have to make your little, you know, eye patch ninja raccoon here, but I probably will. You can make anything you like. I've seen people create like ducks and like squirrels and crazy shit like that, you know? You can change the very like DNA of Hello, Val! Help is on the way! Every time I hear that, I see Mrs. Doubtfire and Robin Williams doing that parkour in the restaurant. How does he do that? It's super cool. He just does hardcore parkour. How's it going, Val? How you doing? How was everyone's weekend? That's so nice of you to come in. So yeah, we're just checking out some games that are coming out this month. So this is coming out right at the end of the month. It has a nice little window after Mass Effect. So hopefully people will really get into this. Look at that. It's a fucking robot hand and you're flicking people. Good God. This is coming out right at the end. I think it's May 25th, if I remember correctly. Where are you? Yeah, May 25th on PS4, Xbox One, and PC for now. No, I don't think there's too much talk of, like, I think maybe down the line they're thinking of doing a PS5 and Xbox Series X update. But yeah, the hot air balloons, gliders, there's so much to do. I love it. I actually like the damage numbers. I know people are very against that kind of stuff. Knowing these guys, you'll probably be able to turn all that stuff on and off and shit like that. Yeah, the latest trailer they put out, I'm not gonna lie, it has not been that great. It's a small combat trailer, and I don't know, like, we're like fucking Edge. We're like a less than a week or a month away from showing it off. But I think if I remember correctly, I'm following them pretty extensively over on Twitter. I think they've said that they're working on like a launch trailer, you know, CGI and shit. So yeah, I'm excited for that. Super cool. It has like an Odyssey to the West vibe as well. Maybe that's just the music they're using. It's super cool, super colourful as well. Gorgeous. I suppose all the bamboo as well. Biomutant's gonna be special. Look at that, all that purple, my goodness. Damn. He's fighting a big old honey badger. About time someone. Look at that. Jesus. You think it's like a bomb exploded in the air, but it's the ground as well. This game is going to be a feast for the eyes. I cannot wait. I can't wait. Yeah, it was Elix on sale. I checked in $60. Yeah, no, I got it in a GameStop sale. It was 3 for $20. I ended up getting Ni no Kuni, Elix, and Division 2 for $20. $20. That's the way I did it. It's all good. Yeah, I wouldn't pay full price for it. Check on Amazon and stuff. It's dirt cheap on there. Yeah, that's a good. Yeah, that's what I did it. I was getting Ni no Kuni anyway. I wanted the remastered version because of the nice 60 frames and all that. And I was looking around. It was like 25. I was like, oh, that's pretty good. And a lot of the sales were digital, and I like to keep it physical. I'm just like that, like the little book teeth on it. So I was like looking around, and I found it in that deal, and I'm like, holy shit. So getting Ni no Kuni for $6, and yeah, I kind of wanted to get it on Switch for the handheld, but the Switch version is not 1080-60. It's just the basic version from the PS3, because Ni no Kuni was a PS3 game. That was another game that came out in 2013. A lot of games that came out that year just kind of, if you weren't Last of Us or Bioshock Infinite, unfortunately, a lot of people didn't play it. But there's so much to do in this game. I know it's shown off comment. It's crazy. The amount of traversal. It's insane. I want to get that little robot hand. Are you crazy? Flicking little dude. Boop. The combat looks I like the little comic book stuff coming off it as well. I like that. This one doesn't show the damage numbers, so who knows? That trailer was 3 years ago. A lot can change in that time. Maybe they'll give us an option to turn off the narrator. I'm just a little bit worried. It's not that big a deal. It's just the one trailer. I remember it was like a half an hour of gameplay, and he never shut up the whole way through it. And it's in game. It's meant as like a funny, almost like Fable style, you know, the butler or whatever talking. But Fable did it well. Fable was kind of like, yep, that's it. Go about your way. I shall not disturb you anymore. So yeah, I couldn't pass that up. I think I will play Ni no Kuni on stream eventually. I do like to, for the later games, have a nice like more chill game, and RPGs are nice and chill. When Xbox is super cheap, I would have picked it up. Yeah, that's too expensive for us. Especially with how janky it is, I wouldn't, you know, that's the only reason I stuck with it, to tell you the truth, because of how cheap it was. But I was enjoying it, you know, just goes to show I can put up with a lot of jank. How have you been finding, like, crashes on the PS5 with games and that? Does it depend on the game? Elix crashes from time to time, but what about, like, Returnal or Nier? I know Nier is just on PS4, but you can play it on the new. Have you noticed any differences there? I'm always interested. Yeah, I'm alive. Me too. I've been gone for like 2 weeks. Been gone. Bursting myself. Trying to get back to you guys. I'm back. Yeah. No crashes. Oh, that's good. Okay. So I always worry about that kind of stuff. I didn't update on the latest thing. I heard that it adds a weird audio bug. That's what I hated about the PS4, and it seems they're going to keep doing that. Where they just kept doing these little updates. Improve stability. And you're like, no, you fucking bricked my console. Stop with these useless updates. And you find out what it's really all about. It's a little title update to change something on the store or something like that. Somebody found a way of messing with the system. I like that X-ray as well. Yeah, Biomutant's going to be special. If I remember correctly, it's just a flat $60 as well. Even for me. It's made by a studio called Experiment 101, and I believe they're like, it's their first game, and it's a studio made up of like, you know how it is, like veterans from other studios. I like that. Yeah. Boop. They've been waiting a while for this one. Swedish, huh? Yeah, I think they have like members who worked on like Just Cause and things like that, so you can probably tell it's going to be a big open world. Big. I heard the open world in Dying Light 2 is going to be twice the size of the first games combined, which is pretty cool. Alright, I think that's everything else. Let me see, I have a list of them. Let's see. Song of Horror Complete Edition is also coming out. That's a really cool game. I wanted to get my hands on a code for that, but it just didn't work out. But it's another one of those fixed camera angle horror games. It's mainly on PC. It was done with episodic stuff, but now enough time has passed that they're just selling it all together. I don't know how much that's gonna cost, but yeah, that's if you need your horror fix. There's also that Them and Us game, which I play a little bit, which is definitely inspired by Resident Evil. Let's see, Oddworld Collection coming out on Switch. Cool. Metopia. I don't know if anybody's getting into that. Rust is also coming to console on May 21st, PS4 and Xbox One. I think the Rust RP stuff has moved on, so I don't think that's going to sell too well, and everyone's back on GTA. Days Gone is coming out on PC from May 18th. That's a big moment, because I feel like if it sells really well, which I hope it does, and I think it will, it should show Sony that we want Days Gone 2. A lot of people pissing and moaning about that, like, oh, they're not doing Days Gone 2, just move on. That's a lot of crap. I think they should do it. I would take Days Gone 2 over Last of Us remake. The fact that they're going to remake that game, I don't care if it's 7-8 years old now. It's, you know, it's not long enough. You're just going to ruin it like you did Part 2. Good God. They want to do it because of the TV show, you see. I don't know. There's rumors of a lot of those kind of remakes happening, like Red Dead Redemption 1 is supposed to be getting like a remake to make it closer to the graphical style of the second game, and meant to be releasing that as a collection on PS5 and Xbox Series X. But who knows? Like, Rockstar is so weird lately. You don't know what they're working on. They're working on anything. And Red Dead Redemption 2 kind of came out of nowhere as well. Yeah, I hope it's not really. Yeah, me too. Good lord. So yeah, May is an absolutely banging month for games. We're starting to feel it now. These games, this month alone will probably keep us going with enough games to last most of the summer. A few crashes to other games. Biggest issues, external hard drive. Yeah. Did they ever fix that? I remember there was an update to allow support. How did that work out? It wasn't. Was it for internal support maybe? There's a lot of weird little things like that are missing on both consoles. They do it every fucking generation, and neither of them ever really fixed the issue with capturing party chat. It was something that was normal and right on 360 and PS3. It's been fucked since then. Yeah, I agree on the remake. Yeah, like Days Gone 2 Days Gone, the first game, is not exactly gonna, you know, I never expected it to win any kind of game of the year, but it certainly didn't deserve a 7 out of 10. Thought it was damn good for a new IP as well. And this was a studio like who made like Siphon Filter and that, so it's huge for them. It just goes to show that was one of those games that fell victim to Metacritic, which I think is an abomination. That website and the whole, well, maybe not close down the website, but just close down the whole score system. All the numbers. Apparently, like, they missed out on a massive bonus and all this, and they did if it reached a certain Metacritic score, they were gonna okay the sequel. Sony was, and they didn't because it didn't reach that. Like, that's so silly. Imagine your career being based on some bullshit aggregate of like reviews, you know, and all it takes is one little shithead to get his review on there, and it can ruin everybody's bonus and basically their career, because if they're not working on the sequel, a lot of them are probably fired and moved on to other studios. That's crazy. That's like putting your life in the hands of trolls or something, you know. Especially with how Steam review bombing goes on. You know, I think that kind of stuff happens at Metacritic as well. You have to be a legit site and you know, whatever, if you want to call them journalists. I mean, I don't call them journalists. I don't see any journalist stuff going on. No. The marketing for PS5 and Xbox Series X is all about not having to buy the game again. Yeah, well, see, they did that at the start of the Xbox One and PS4 generation, if you remember. Especially EA. A lot of them, they were like, if you buy this now, you get the other game for free until March, whatever it was, 2014 or whatever the hell it was. I remember that very well, because I remember going, dude, I gotta hold on to these games. Maybe I can get the console by then. I didn't end up getting a PS4 till 2016 or when I started YouTube, or 2017 or something. Crazy. It was a long time, because I had gone with a Xbox for Sunset Overdrive mainly. Yeah, like, the only issue I had with Days Gone is it was like a different team wrote the second half of the game. You'd worked all this time. There was these beautiful moments with the music, very Red Dead Redemption inspired. It was gorgeous, and you finally got to this moment, and you're just expecting anything. And yeah, it had like the Mass Effect problem, where it's like a wet fart at the end. Nothing you'd done at all throughout the whole game. The last 30 hours were in vain. But yeah, I even preferred Days Gone to some of the storylines of The Walking Dead, you know, the show, the games, whatever you want to call it. Like The Walking Dead Season 3, or whatever you want to call it, where there's all new characters, was a complete waste of time. And we got the final season. But yeah, there was like Sam Witwer did a great job. I mean, I knew he was going to do a great job anyway. He did a great job with Star Wars The Force Unleashed. And, you know, a good actor usually does a great job with voice acting. It's not always the case, though. But most of the time. I like the bike mechanics. A lot of people had issues with it. Felt it was a little bit too stiff. And to me, that felt right for the giant hog you were driving. I liked the weather and the mud and all that. It's pretty cool. I know, there was potential there, you know. I would stack it up close to how Xbox were doing things with State of Decay. That's where it felt. Not somewhere up there with Last of Us in terms of story. And I still think Days Gone did the best zombie hordes of any game out there. You know, even better than... It had that kind of the amount of zombies you'd see in World War Z, but also the panic of Left 4 Dead, when you've got like those tanks and all the horde coming after you. But most of the time when the horde chases you in the Left 4 Dead games, it's only around, you know, maybe 20 to 30 tops. Obviously you throw in the big zombies, you know, that's what really scares the shit out of you, the different types of zombies, the witches and smokers and all that. But the little grunts running around, the little zombies, usually you didn't actually get that many coming after you, you know, between 20 and 30. It just looked like a lot because they were going through the doors and that, you know. But in Days Gone, it was hundreds. There was absolutely hundreds coming after you. It was pretty cool. Even the World War Z game didn't quite get that right. Anyway. Yeah, I've said the word wet fart well 4 times today. I'll tell you what's going on in my undercarriage. I like the bikes. Yeah, I never got into all the skins. They started adding great skins and I'd already finished the game. Like, they put one, it was so weird, but they put one where it was Death Stranding and you had like the fetus baby in the fuel tank of the bike. I'm like, this can't be hygienic at all. Good God. Zombie hordes were insane. Hell yes. Gotta run. Fun hanging out. Yeah, cheers, Swamp. Appreciate that. Thank you for hanging out. That was awesome. Anyway, sure, I think that's everything for today. I didn't want to go too hard today. But yeah, we'll do some Resident Evil DLC this week. Is it worth doing all the DLC? I don't know. The band footage and all that. I just bought the season pass and was done with it. I kept meaning to buy the DLC for Remnant from the Ashes and I forgot, like it is. There you go. It'll come back on sale again. It's not a big deal. Yeah, we can do that, and I want to finish off Assassin's Creed. I think I've got one more stream of that, and I want to get the platinum, so that'll be something cool to shoot for on stream. I think 6 away. Hell yeah. But yeah, I just wanted to get back to norm today, you know, shake off the rust, get back to talking to you guys, because I fucking missed you. I missed doing this, because it is a part of, it's a part of me, you know, it's a part of gaming for me. It's, yeah, you know, it's like turning your hobby into something else. It's definitely evolved for sure. I love it. I love it. Alright, cool. I think that's everything. So yeah, we definitely went over a nice chunk of games. What are you guys going to pick up this month? We got Resident Evil, Hood, Outlaws, and I never remember the fucking name. Outlaws and Legends. Assassin's Creed DLC coming. Hopefully, if I left all these playing, this could work out. I'll be playing that. I will find time, don't you worry. It's going to Dublin, you know. And then when we finish this, I will say goodbye to Assassin's Creed. Yeah, yes. That'll leave room for something else. Subnautica Below Zero. I will play Subnautica sometime this year. I will start that. It's going to kill me, but I'll do it. I will do it. I should make it some kind of fucking goal, because this is going to be pure torture. So I can't do underwater. I just can't. And hearing bubbles and stuff. It might be one of those I have to mute it or something. I don't know. Like Bioshock, like I said, there's something about it. It's claustrophobic, but you're in a confined city. It's not open water that much. You know, there's bits where they flood parts and the plane crashes and opens up a whole tunnel and you're freaking out. There's that bit. There is actually that bit. That bit gets me even thinking about it now, where the plane crashes and you have to walk through the broken plane and this kind of waterfall of water goes over you. There's that moment. I don't know, but people don't have a fear of water, but when I do it, you have that kind of breathe in moment and you feel like there's water in your lungs already. It's such a weird irrational fear. I think if I just became a good swimmer, strong swimmer, it would just void all that kind of stuff. But even the smell of chlorine fucks me up, and there you go. Just a stupid weird thing that I'm a grown ass man, I need to face fears. I'm okay with heights though, that's the thing. Everybody's got their poison, I suppose. So yeah, Subnautica Below Zero, that's coming out on the 14th of May. Then we have Mass Effect Legendary Edition, also the 14th of May. Good luck at that. I'm excited for both of those. A lot of our country and retail and that's going to open up around then. So, hell yeah, I can start, you know, really buying a shitload of games. Because usually what I do, like I'm completely transparent, I turn and burn a lot of games. So games here are $70 or $85 as Returnal is, which is crazy. So obviously that's not something I'm going to be able to, you know, keep up. You know, you'd end up spending months and months of rent on video games. So what I do is I tend to buy the game, trade it in, and it's like getting it for half price. And it allows me to keep going, especially with streaming and all that, you know. I've never played as many games as I have while streaming. Like, it's insane. It's definitely pushed my gaming like threefold. I used to buy a lot of games and I still have a huge collection, but that was over the course of 20 years. You know, I've nearly bought more games in you know the 4 years I've been doing this or whatever. You know, in the 20 years that I've been gaming or whatever. I don't know. Da-da-dum. Biomutant for sure. Yeah, I can finish Nino. Yeah, definitely, dude. You've got the whole month to enjoy. Biomutant's going to be special. I can't wait to see those kind of colors. Like even especially in this new monitor as well. Let's go. I don't know. I still think that my camera's too big because the monitor's a little bit higher. I tried to get it pretty close. You know, if you're happy with something, it's nice to get another one exactly the same. But I don't know. Alright, cool. I will leave you guys there. That is everything for today. That was the Daily Dose of Gaming. This one definitely ran on a little bit longer, but we had to rip off the band-aid. And I wanted to check in with you guys. I'm glad to be back. Feels good. I could go on and do a little bit of gaming, but I started so late today. I didn't know if I was going to even go live. Like, is everything good? Like, I hadn't even, like, been able to check Streamlabs or anything in 2 weeks. So I'm like, what the hell is going on? And, you know, naturally enough, as things happen, I'm like, will anyone even show up? And you guys did. So thank you so much. I appreciate that. I know how hard it is. For you really can't be away, you know. You can't be away. It's a scary thing. Obviously we're still kind of, I'm still small time, so it doesn't matter as much, but I want to check in with you guys. But if you're ever wondering, you know, if there's ever anything like that, you know, always check out my Twitter. I always try and keep that updated. That's the one fucking service that I can reliably check on these shitty phones and tablets and that, you know. And I try and make that my main source of, it's my main source of news, so it's my main source of, you know, updating you guys and that, you know. No stream issue. No, that's... Well, see, nothing changed like that, Burns. No internet change, no PC changes. It was just the monitor. So, I'm glad. And I didn't get to change any settings. So nothing should have changed like that. You know? Camera, I think, is either a little bit bigger or higher or something. That's about it. Well, we can sort that out. It's all good. You start to get perfectionist about this stuff, and it's best just to leave it alone. Special. Good to have you back. Thank you so much. You guys are the best. Thank you for the welcome back. I hope you have an awesome week. We'll be back with some games. We're going to do the DLC for Resident Evil, End of Zoe and all that. We'll do some Assassin's Creed. We'll do some new games. Hell yes! And then leading into Friday with Resident Evil Village. Ooh, I'm excited. Yes, yes, yes. Cheers, guys. Have a good one. Goodbye. Goodbye. I love you. Me love you long time. I swear I was fapping about you all while I was gone. Wait, is it switched off? Damn it!